Nice to see you once again, Agent. There's a reason why we have such great health insurance here at Corporate Horror. Agents often need it. Anyways, I have another case that is primed and ready to go. This one I think you're particularly going to enjoy. It also includes an audio log that I think is going to be essential for your research, but always be careful. Safety is the #1 priority here at Corporate Horror. That and integrity. Anyways, Agent, I'm going to leave it right here on my desk. It'll be there for you at your viewing pleasure. Last week, I was peacefully living a normal life, with a regular job, a regular apartment, and a regular crush. I couldn't help myself, and you wouldn't have been able to either. Her name was Abigail. She hated her name because she thought it made her sound like an old lady. The thing was, I liked it. I thought it made her sound exotic, yet familiar. I thought that she was the one, but it wasn't meant to be. I'm getting ahead of myself, though. Let's start from the beginning. I worked at a software company that processed data from several different social medias. It was an easy job, it paid a good amount, and it was boring. The truth is, they lure you in with all these YouTube interviews showing you the banquet-style cafeterias with a modern twist. Bicycle hangers on the wall, pinball machines in the recreational room alongside vintage arcade games. Truth? It's all just a corporate pitfall. They have deadlines, the luxuries, they become boring, and have only certain times when you can actually play them. But it was all worth it when she was hired to my department. Abigail looked just like you would expect a girl working in a 21st century software company would look like. She had untied black leather boots that were a size too big, torn black thigh-high socks that ended on short jean denim shorts that looked frayed and torn, like she had bought them from a thrift store. A crop top that looked like she cut them herself with scissors, and a black denim jacket. Her skin pale, her hair was colored a soft pink. Small written tattoo quotes on her forearms. She looked perfect. I never expected that I would like a girl with her kind of looks, but when I met her and we got to talking, I began to feel a connection. She liked all the same video games and movies. We shared the exact same worldviews. I thought the next logical step was to ask her out on a date. A week or so later, we had dinner together that was followed by a movie at the theater. It felt like everything was going exactly the way it was supposed to that night. She was laughing, I was charming, and we couldn't seem to keep our hands off of each other. She even wrapped her arms around mine. I thought everything was exactly how perfection was supposed to look, but apparently when we got back to her apartment, things hadn't gone exactly the way I thought they had. We stopped in front of her building and shared a silence while staring at each other. I assumed that she was waiting for a kiss, so I leaned in and went for it. For that brief moment, the rest of the world vanished. But it only lasted for a moment. Then I felt 2 hands on my chest push me away. The look on her face was one of pity and embarrassment. She quickly fast-walked into her apartment, keeping her face down and not looking back, not even saying a word goodbye. I stood there, staring at those double doors leading into her building. I couldn't figure out how I got things so wrong. I must have stood there longer than I should have, because a tenant looking down at me and appeared to be on the phone with someone speaking about me. There wasn't anything else to do, so I turned and began to walk down the sidewalk. Only took one step, though. I was abruptly halted by a figure in the distance, standing underneath a streetlight. It wasn't too far away, but I couldn't figure out what I was seeing. I could only see a tall, gray, thin monster. It looked human, but had no face. It didn't move, not even breathing. I feared that I was hallucinating. But then, it started to move. It didn't take a step at first. All it did was change. The feet began to stand on their toes, and they began to form lips out of nowhere. And then it began to run after me, faster than anything I had ever seen run before. And all I could do was watch as it got closer. Alright, Agent, your next case. You can find all the information here, and as always, any information you'd like to find additionally, you can find at Corporate Horror. And if you'd like to do further research, please check out your previous cases that have been logged here. Might I suggest a case file with more pictures so that reading won't be such a struggle for you? You know, I get paid quite a bit of money to do this job, but not to sit here and stand and watch you look at a file.